I love that picture very much. I have a hard time with math. I don't know if it's because I have ADHD or maybe I'm just bad at math, but I find it very fascinating and it makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense. It really is the language of the universe. I mean, everything is math, and all life follows a mathematical sequence, so when I found that poster, it really just, I had to save it. So, and you know, the number 9, because I was born October 9th. So recently I made a video where, and since it's days past October 9th, I guess I'm gonna have to drag this out through the month of October. So yeah, my birthday video amounted to me just ranting about a few different things. But this photo here, I particularly like the photo on the bottom right. It's my favorite. I took it in 2015. I kind of wait all year to share my autumn photos. So the video I just made on October 9th, I talked about a few different topics, but I didn't really get to any actual point. And I didn't talk about all the things in autumn that I spent all year waiting for October, and I wanted to do all these autumn photo blogs, and October for me is kind of, anyway, so these are a bunch of my favorite pictures that I waited all year to kind of share. So the actual video I put out on October 9th wasn't what I had planned on. I think I'm going to plan on scripting my videos, but probably not, because I usually just make these videos when I feel like it. When I have the energy, when it really feels, you know, there's actually this creative feeling that comes out of me. It's like, it's a craving to make something, to create something, to either draw something, paint something, sew something, sculpt something, carve something. The many different projects that I've compiled are just, you know, throw a bunch of pictures together and talk and talk and talk and talk. But even though it's therapeutic for me, it does take energy, you know, putting these videos together, especially when I start putting, I mean, this is easy, just throwing some of my autumn photos together and just talking, whatever, but when I do the conspiracy videos or putting together some of my gaming, you know, that takes time, and though I consider it my free time, I enjoy, you know, I enjoy playing games on Steam. I love Steam, and I miss some of my consoles, but I love Steam. I don't have to have a bunch of consoles and a bunch of clunky TVs. You know, it's not something that takes up a lot of space in your house. It's all on my computer, so I enjoy that very much. I've had a Steam account for quite a few years, and I've had the idea to put my thoughts into a video, but I'm a few years too late. I probably started doing this. I probably should have started doing this in 2010. But so I had this idea that throughout the year when I want to post conspiracy videos or something that I want to kind of share, maybe, you know, hey, you know, look out for this, don't eat this, this is causing people some issues. Sometimes I tend to get kind of a thing for food conspiracies, and hold on, I gotta interrupt my own narration with my own narration. I love this photo. I am so happy I took this photo. This is a sight I definitely wanted to share. These sights through my eyes. But anyway, rather it's my artwork or anything having to do with sci-fi, just some lame gaming commentary, or, you know, some of my favorite autumn photo blogs and some of my favorite pictures that I want to share over the year, whatever it is. I wanted to kind of leave talking about myself to certain months, and, you know, I kind of waited all year for October so that I could talk about thoughts that I never really wrote down, but I planned to, or something that would have ended up in a lame book about myself. My ego is really starting to surface this October. Anyway. So the number 9, I really wanted to touch on its significance for me in this video, but I don't really know how to go about it because the thought just kind of, the way it floats in my mind, but I'll give it a shot. So memories of asking my mom her favorite colors and her favorite numbers, and her saying that 9 was her lucky number, because I was born October 9th, which I was never very much luck for her. I think I caused her a lot of problems. Actually, no. She's gotten a lot of luck from me. I'm a lucky character myself, not really. So, yeah, 9, I didn't know at the time. I kind of just, the number 9 for me just existed in my universe, my reality. The Narlee-verse just knew 9 as not only just a number, but my mom's favorite number. And, I mean, the context that I had for 9, maybe, you know, at an early age, like 9 planets within, you know, our, but anyway, sure, one could think of a few other things. And then later in life, I came to know it as a powerful, not frequency, but it's significant. You know, 3, 6, and 9. They're significant and they're powerful. All numbers have a different sort of significance to them. They have their own power. And I'm not that great into numerology. I really, or number magics, angel numbers, whatever they like to call them. There's lots of different spiritual interpretations of numbers, and not just spiritual. I mean, like I explained before, everything is math. Life follows a sequence. It's, you know, math is the language of the universe, and I always found, so, you know, people who are like astrophysicists and advanced math, like not just an advanced mathematician, any mathematician, I think I revere them as gods. I don't know, sometimes I do. Okay, I'm about to say some really weird stuff, and I was just going to talk about some simple stuff, like what do you call a kid who's born to 2 parents in the Navy, a military brat. So I guess I could say, you know, hi, I'm Arlie. I was born October 9th. I'm a military brat, and I was born, you know, I love the fact that I was born in autumn, and my mother's favorite color is orange, and though that wasn't always my favorite color, I always associate a lot of, and anyway, yeah, later in life, I learned of the significance of 9, and not just in magic, and not just in how everything's connected, not just in science and, you know, math of life itself, but I don't know, I guess why I would say I would look up to somebody like a mathematician or astrophysicist, somebody like who is, I always felt like a dumb dog. I don't know if it's a bit of like mind control programming, something that got in at an early age. Maybe I watched a few too many Disney movies, but I'm pretty sure as a dog in a few past lives, I've always sympathized with any sort of canine. I love foxes. Ever since I was a child, I've always loved foxes, coyotes. I never really liked small dogs. I find them annoying, but I never really felt like I was cool enough to be a wolf, but I'm definitely sure I was some sort of dog in a past life. I'm pretty sure I was a dog. And a lot of people don't understand that. This isn't really my About Me video, because I said I would do that after 100 subscribers, and like I said, this is really more of a hobby for me. I do this because I enjoy making these videos, not because I'm trying to get a large following. But I would like to get over 100 subscribers so that I can change my URL. But a lot of people don't understand that, and it's not any kind of weird shit like, I mean, sometimes I think about dressing up in a furry suit and doing weird stuff, but not with animals, just with other people dressed up. This sounds really bad, but it's not like, I think people think the majority of furries like to do things with animals, and I know those fucks out there exist, and their logic is just goddamn retarded. I personally feel I feel angry when I think that somebody would do that to an animal. Like, what is wrong with you? At least I'm still attracted to humans. I might feel the urge to wear a tail, and I don't know how weird I want this video. I've never really explained in a video the dog thing, and I have many times on live stream. I've had many live chats from 2010 to 2014 for 4 years. I had a lot of live shows where I explained, where I dressed up in dog tail and dog ears, and I talked about aliens, and I talked about conspiracies and aspartame, and I talked about all my dreams, and I show people my artwork, and I did a lot of weird stuff, but I have my limits. And these videos, I don't talk about certain things in these videos, but that's really as far as I'll take it. Is, yeah, I think it'd be so cool if, like, I wish I could draw for art. I really do. I wish I could draw for art, but I've made a couple attempts at it, and I actually enjoy drawing anthropomorphic beings. I really like to draw like dragon women and wolf women, squirrel women. I'm not really into drawing like sexual scenes because I have a family and I don't really want them to find I've drawn a lot of weird things when I was a teenager. I had a lot of angst that I needed to get out, but I've since destroyed a lot of weird drawings I used to make, but a lot of the things that that would contain nudity might just literally be limited to a pair of tits, like on a squirrel woman. And I think a lot of people psychologically, they can't wrap their head around a person that would sexualize like a dragon woman. And it's not the same thing as people who violate animals. It's not bestiality. And I knew that at a very early age. I think I was a teenager when I discovered fur art, and I had a lot of friends who would just save it on the computer because they thought it looked cool, and it does. It looks really, some people make really beautiful artwork, and for the majority, most of us are not sexually aroused by this. I think a lot of people like to dress up, and they have their own, fantasies, but I don't think the fur art, maybe it does arouse some people. I personally just find it aesthetically pleasing. I have I'm very, in a non-sexual way, in a completely non-sexual way, I love to see any kind of artwork where the tones of color, like, how on a like a horse that has dark legs and a light colored body, or like a Rottweiler or Doberman Pinscher, how they have, or on a fox, they have dark legs and a light colored body, and they have the dark ears. I like to draw anthropomorphic, like, fox girls and like make sure specifically. I have this tick where I can't draw any sort of fox, actually. And again, not speaking in a sort of sexual manner, not sexualizing this. I'm just talking about the tones of the drawing and what's aesthetically pleasing to my eyes, what's pleasing for me to draw. Any kind of cartoon fox, or Doberman Pinscher or horse. I love the color to go up to. It's almost like an OCD. These are random plants that were in my garden. I think it's a giant dandelion, but anyway. I love to color the arms all the way up, and the ears have to be dark and a different. Does anybody know what the fuck I'm talking about? Or like eyebrows on Rottweiler. What has this fucking video turned into? Wait a minute, what was it? Hey, that was a good little rant. It was really awkward and kind of weird to talk about, but these are my true personal thoughts. I feel good wearing a tail, just like a tie-around tail, and I no longer do it in public because I frequently have to shop at Walmart, and like taking pictures of people wearing odd things in public is a thing. I'm not going to end up on people Walmart, like recording people at Walmart is a thing. But oh my goodness, what did I do to this video? So this year, unfortunately, I had to learn something that really upset me. During my 20s seemed to be a time of learning of the great horrors of the world. Maybe it's like that for most people, but in the beginning of the year, I learned something that really upset me, since I spiritually identify with dogs. Apparently, bestiality is not as illegal as I thought. I thought we protect animals. Like, how is this happening? How are bitches just bragging about it, like, online? And people boil dogs in China, like alive. And there's a whole bunch of viral videos surfacing about how these dogs are tortured on a mass scale. And I think, we know about kennel abuse and how they pile up, and there's a lot to prevent that. But, I know it's China. It's not like we're boiling dogs alive for meat, or maybe people. But it's really more of a cultural issue. Again, things I was ignorant on, and it's painful to see things that I was struggling with, darkness that I was trying to work through my system, that I came across while watching something or reading about something completely different. As we all do, we're scrolling and something, we come across something, and I know a lot of things are psyops. I know it's real in the physical realm, but sometimes I wonder if things have some sort of need to keep us perpetually set. We certainly know they have a need to keep us distracted. As long as we're worried about food and survival, we won't be looking too closely or trying too hard for progress. And if they can keep us sick, then we keep their progress going. We keep their wallets fat, so... But it's not like we're not all part of the same whole, so everything has to be balanced out and worked out. That's not always a pretty process. Civilization is brutal. So I find making these videos, and I find making autumn and fall vlogs and making these little projects is very therapeutic, and I enjoy it. So if you're someone who has had to consider your mental health, let me know if these sort of art projects have helped you. So anyway, as many of you know, I was diagnosed with ADHD and bipolar at a very early age. Well, they usually diagnose kids with ADHD at an early age anyway, but I was diagnosed with bipolar at 11 years old. And I have a documentation to prove it still from 1998, but and I've continued to see therapists and psychiatrists throughout my adult life, and I was diagnosed with, things down the line here or there, but I don't like to list entire things, because people do, I got this, and I got this, and I got that, and I got that. Okay, yeah, we get it, Many people are continuously re-diagnosed. That is a common thing, because it is such a profitable thing for reasons I'll get into later. Not just profit, but depopulation. But I like talking about depopulation agendas. I'll probably have a couple Agenda 21 videos, and I always wanted to see the Georgia Guidestones, and that's something else I'll probably talk about. But I'm going to wrap this video up, and thank you for watching, and hopefully this turned out well. And I love October so much, and I'm so grateful that I get to have these sites. And thank you, and good night.